My name is Dale Burnett. I'm a co-founder and managing director of Big Equity Investors here in New York City. I grew up here in New York City. I'm children of immigrants from Jamaica. Grew up in Brooklyn and Queens at a pretty rough time in the city. So we're talking about crack era, tons of gun violence, lots of poverty in the city. And so I have a pretty big appreciation for what, Brownstone does, just being a family that grew up in these tough neighborhoods that are now the neighborhoods of choice in New York. I was able to make it out and got a full scholarship to Boston University, got my MBA from Dartmouth College, and for the past 20 or so years I've been working in real estate, private equity, investing institutional capital for large-scale investors from around the globe in different forms of real estate to the tune of about $14 billion. I've done pretty well with Brownstone. We're talking about IRRs from like 25% to in excess of 100%. So it's been really successful on that front. In fact, I've done so much with him that I actually started to bring in my business school friends and some of my friends from Wall Street, friends from my church and the like, and we've all invested with Shelton, and I manage that capital for them and have made a lot of money for my extended circle. I think there's probably a few reasons why you would want to do it. So let's say there's 5. The first one is, so you should have exposure to real estate besides your home, right? It's a great hedge against inflation. There's lots of reasons to be involved in the sector. But then when you think about how you're going to be involved in the sector, you usually want to try to invest in real estate that you have some sort of proprietary access to, right? Shelton has proprietary access. He's a known quantity in the boroughs here as far as investing with families and taking advantage of the opportunity to build and redevelop real estate in the boroughs, but he's known to do it in the right way. First of all, he's an African-American male, so he looks like the people that he's buying from. He looks like the people that he's often selling to. He speaks their language, right? He's of the people. And so people, if given a choice, want to do business with him. So he gets more than his fair share of deals. Second is, it's a niche opportunity, really, right? This space of sort of 1 to 8 families in the boroughs, in gentrifying neighborhoods. It's really hard to get in there. That space has been captivated by a small group of people, and Shelton has sort of built a mousetrap that is perfect. He's vertically integrated, so you get that exposure with the ability to do everything from soup to nuts. Source the deals, which is really hard. Work on all the bespoke solutions that are required to unearth the value, right? You don't just walk into these neighborhoods and get deals because you have money. You gotta be known, you gotta be able to get tenants out, you gotta be able to get tenants moved. Sometimes you have to solve family and estate problems. Like Shelton has a ton of experience doing those things. So you're getting this niche opportunity that doesn't have access to. And the thing about it is, why is that important? That's important because when everybody has access to the opportunity, the returns get competed away, right? So if you're going to invest in real estate that no one needs to solve those problems, you'll get a 9, you'll get a 10% yield, you might get some good cash on cash. But to get these like 50 IRR deals, you got to have a way to solve these problems that other people can, and he's built a whole company around that. And when you think about the great returns, they're really compelling. So if I'm an investor and I'm out there, I'm thinking, what are my relative value opportunities to generate a 50 IRR? You're gonna invest in the S&P? News for you, it doesn't return that on a regular basis. Every once in a while, if you're buying out of a dip, are you gonna just buy REITs? They don't return on that level either, right? So this is a really strong relative value proposition investing with him, especially when you think about those returns are underpinned by actual collateral, right? You buy a stock, you can lose all your equity. Here, you have buildings. He's been able to weather coronavirus and still generate returns. So I just think it's a real unique opportunity, when you combine that he's the right person, he's built up the right niche, he has the right access, and he has a track record of proven returns. And if that doesn't make you want to invest with somebody, then I can't tell you, what to do. So I think Brownstone has a great future, and I think the future of Brownstone follows a pretty linear trajectory. First is to become prolific at raising capital so that they're able to do what they do well. And when you're building a great opportunity, people don't understand it, people don't believe, you have to prove it. So he's gone through a pretty extensive stage of proving the business. Second will be to find those smart investors that back him and understand that they're going to get the advantage of being early on this opportunity. I think, and actually I know for a fact, that larger institutions will be attracted to this space because I already see it coming across my desk as an institutional investor. So I think you're going to see companies like Brownstone scale pretty quickly over the next 5 years, where larger pools of capital are going to want to get these returns. They're going to want to get to this, because if you think about the industry, you have billions of dollars, the majority of capital focused on commercial real estate, housed in less than 20 large institutions and funds. These deals are too small for them to do. So what people are going to do are starting investing in companies like Brownstone so they can scale and then redevelop these neighborhoods. So these neighborhoods where Shelton has these strong relationships are like the emerging frontier right here within America and then within New York. And I think as he scales his business, he will eventually become an institutional player. And people that invest with him today are just going to get the benefit of being first movers because of his early access, and they'll be able to ride that wave as he scales up and becomes large.